Okay, hello. My name is Kyle Matusik, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about RAID arrays and how they are used to back up data. So RAID stands for a redundant array of inexpensive disks. RAID arrays utilize virtualization technology as a means of data redundancy, and this helps to improve performance as well as ultimately creates a safety net for your data in the event that something goes wrong. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to demonstrate how a RAID array helps to back up data. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go into Server Manager and check out our RAID-5 array that we've already created. So we go into Disk Management, and once it loads we can see that our RAID-5 array is up and running. We can see that its status is healthy. We can scroll down and check out our 3 drives that are used to that are pretty much make up this RAID-5 array, and they're all in good, healthy condition. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go over to MySQL and show that our database is up and running and functioning properly. So now we just got to connect in, and as we can see, pretty much everything's running fine. Head over to DirectDB, show our faculty staff example as well, and so here we go, everything's working perfectly fine. So now what we are going to do is we are going to jump out of the SQL server and go back into Azure, where we are going to rip out one of the disks that make up the RAID-5 array. So we have to shut down the SQL server, and then head on over into disks. And once that pops up, we can see our 5 disks that we are currently using, and we are going to select one for the RAID-5, and we are going to click detach, and this pretty much rips the disk out of the system. So now what we are going to do is, once everything is stopped and the disks are ripped out, we are going to head back into our SQL database, start it back up, head back in, and see that everything is still running. So now we're just going to skip to where we log into our SQL server. Alright, so now we just started the machine back up, and we're going to go check out how our database and our RAID-5 array are holding up after ripping out that disk. So what we're going to do is head back into Server Manager, then we're going to head up to Tools, Computer Management, then we're going to head on into Disk Management again, and as we can see, our RAID-5 array has failed redundancy. We can see in the status that it has failed, and we can also scroll down and we will see that each disk in the RAID-5 states that there's failed redundancy, and if we scroll down a little farther we can see that our disks are missing. So now what we're going to do is we're going to head into SQL and show that even though we've ripped out this disk, everything is still working properly. Okay, so connecting back into SQL. And now we can just run our little scripts and show that everything's working just as we left it before we ripped out those disks. And there's all of our information. So now what we're going to do is we are going to jump back out of the SQL Server again, shut it down, and then add in another disk in order to recover our RAID array. So we're just going to exit out of here. Going to head back into Azure, and then we are going to stop our SQL Server. So now we're just going to skip ahead to where it's completely stopped. Okay, so now we see that everything has completely stopped. So what we're going to do is we are going to click back on the SQL, and we are going to add in another disk. So what we do is we just click on the machine, and then we scroll down to disks, and then we're going to hit attach new. And once this loads, the only thing that we're really going to be changing is the size. We're going to change that just down to 1. And then we're going to hit OK. So then once this loads, we'll probably go back in, start our SQL Server again, and recover the array. So as we can see, just double checking, go into our disks, and we can see that we still have all 5 there, including the new one that we just created. So now we're going to start up SQL, or our SQL Server, and jump back into there. Okay, so now we are back in the database server, and we are going to go ahead and up to recover the RAID-5 array. So we're going to head into Server Manager, then go to Tools, Computer Management, Disk Management, and usually it'll just prompt you to initialize the disks that you just created. I already went through and did this. So as you can see, our RAID-5 array is still status of failed redundancy. So we are going to scroll down, and we can see our new disk that we just created. It's pretty much not allocated to anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on the new one of the disks from the RAID-5 array. We're going to left click and then right click and then hit repair volume. We're going to click OK. It's asking to use the new disk we just created. And then we're just going to hit yes. And it's going to start resyncing all your data back into the RAID-5. So now we're just going to skip ahead to once this finishes resyncing. And now we are pretty much at the end, and we can see that our RAID-5 disks are healthy, as well as the RAID-5 array itself up top has a status of healthy as well. So everything is good here. So now, just to show again we'll go back into MySQL and see that the database is functioning properly. So we're just going to exit out of here and then quickly go back into MySQL Workbench. So we just got to connect to our local connection. I'm going to bring up our SQL database. And we just run our queries real quick, and we can see that everything is working properly just as we left it, and all of our data is properly backed up. Okay, so this concludes my video. I hope that this was a very helpful demonstration on RAID-5 arrays and their ability to back up data, and I would like to thank you for watching.